and it's nice to see you. We have an assistant with us today, John and I, and when people place a comment, it will show it on screen, which is most interesting. Right, we've got 10 seconds to go. We'll be with you, and that card will disappear, and we'll be left with one logo on screen. And if I can get that comment off, I will. Okay, so without further ado, take the card off screen, left with one logo, and with John and myself. Hello, John.
Good afternoon, Stephen.
Right, and good afternoon to the Invideo group. We've been on a spring break for 2 weeks, but we're back now, and we're getting back into the groove. And John, what are we talking about, or what are you talking about this week?
Well, there are two posts from yesterday that we're going to look at today. One is a post from Tom that asks about doing a fast-paced product rotation. And the second one is from Esther, who says she can't get the text-to-speech to work. So I'm showing how to get the text-to-speech to work. The how to do the product sequence is about 8 times or 9 times longer than how to do the text. So the vast majority of today's is about how to do the product thing. Now, I haven't just done the product sequencing. I've done all the different steps about adding a logo, loading up your PNGs ready for use, renaming things as you bring them in, so that it's just a bit more than just bam, 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 bam with some products, but there's more chance to learn about the different features within Invideo.
Very good. Right, before we start then, take a comment from Chris to let Chris know that we saw it. Hello, Chris.
Not points, Belgium. I know, I fancy being awkward there.
Right, I'm going to put the video full screen, and that should take effect in a second. I'm going to switch John's microphone off, and then I'm going to switch my microphone off. Before I do, I shall press play. So here's John's instructional video. Enjoy.
The Inspired by Invideo show. Here you can learn about how to use Invideo, ask questions, and show off your videos. Stephen Healey is a content creator and facilitator for BeLive TV. I'm John, and I'm a video creator and general marketer for an agency based in the UK called Think and Do. Hi everybody. In the group, Tom Gooding asked about how to make a rapid fire product sequence within a scene. Now, this is relatively easy to do, and there's even a cheat to make it faster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually build a little video to do this. Now, we're going to start from basics. The first thing we're going to do is add a logo. So if I click on logos, you'll see I've got a load of logos already uploaded, but to add your logo into here is as easy as clicking this button, finding a logo, yes, I'm sure I've got another logo here, and of course you can't find one when you're looking one. Let's reload the this one in anyway. It's a different sized version. Okie doke. So you can see that's how easy. Now you can add to this logo just to one scene, or if you add it to all scenes, every time you create a new scene, the logo will be added. So let's click as, add it to all scenes, and there we've got the fish there. This is my logo for my business, but just for the sake of this, I've put the fish in. Okay, and of course, if you don't like what you've done, you can just click the other one. Yeah, and then there it is. It's simply there already. And of course you can change the shape of it by pulling the handles. So that's adding a logo. So the next thing we need to do is to get our products available. Now I'm going to go to folders, and I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm just going to call it product PNGs. Yep. Oh, would help if I could spell. Product PNGs. So we'll create the folder, and what we'll do then is we'll nip into the folder and we'll upload for those. Now I've actually set them into a place and can't see them. There we are, 002 PNGs. So if we open that, here I've got a whole load of PNGs of products from a customer of mine. And then if we do that, click open, and up they will all go. Okay, so we need to give it a little while for them all to appear. And obviously these PNGs do not have any backgrounds, although they look as if they're on a background in the thumbnails. They are all blanked from a background viewpoint. So you can see then I've managed to upload quite a few products for us to choose from. Okay, so let's change our text first. So we click on here, click on text, change it here, and fast product change X. I've lost the L, the X I mean. Fast product change example. Move that up to the top and put it out a little bit, and that really will give us what we need. Now, just while we're on the question, you can do alignments, you can make it bold, you can change the font itself, you can change the color, you can add a drop shadow, you can animate it in, animate it out, and you can change the duration. And then we have text box animation, so that's if you set the background, that's the area lined by this border, you can animate that, and you can change the overall project colors. Okay, so you get templates colors. If you're using from a template, you can have your brand colors, and you can create custom colors. We're not going to worry too much about those, but just to show you that you can do quite a bit with the text. So what we want to do is a fast-paced situation here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the advanced timeline, and I'm going to sort of bring a few of these over. Okay, I'm going to drag a number of these items over. I would say to you that these are quite high res pictures, quite large, so when I drag them over it will take a moment or two to load. We could have run them through some product to shrink them, but just for the sake of getting this example done, I've left them at their full size. So if we pull this one over, drop it on, and it was a lot quicker than I expected. So I'm going to make that down to a reasonable size, and then I'm going to put it in the middle. Okay, took me enough farting around, but it's now in the middle of the picture. So we've got one on, let's add another one on. Oh, ask me, do I want to replace what I've already got? Do I want to add as a layer? Well, in this case we're going to add it as a layer, and then I can pull it out and make the item roughly the same size as the item that's already there. So now I've got two. Now what I'd like to point out is there is an ability here to change the name of each line, so that if there's more than one of you working on it and you want to be able to see quickly what's what, you can actually come here and we can change that. So item number 1 was a WCI 22. WCI 22. Item number 2 is a CFX 335. So Press there. CFX3-35. That indicates that it's 35 litres, and the 22 indicates that it's 22 litres. I'm not really into much making them proportional. We're just going to get them all on here first. So here's a 70 litre one, so we'll add that. And again, I'm going to make that a bit bigger. This is just for purposes of demonstration, not about making everything look the prettiest thing going. Okay, so now I can label that, and that is a WCI 70, which is 70 litres, would you believe? Then let's add something different. This is a CFX 100. So let's click the button to add that on, and that is probably a pretty large picture because that's the largest product of them all. And again, that's in the center. Now, okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 items. Let's add this. Oh, sorry about the ping. That's my phone. And again, so we've got a item here. We'll make it roughly the same size. You can go in and change all the sizings after you've done it to make it look a bit smarter. Here it's about the principle of speed of display. So I'm now going to add this one, which is a different product. Make that round about the same size. Okay, so that's a CFX 28. That's a 28 litre version, would you believe? CFX 28. And the other one was a TCX. They're all different methods of technology used for making things cool. So the WCIs, they're what's called passive. In other words, it's just insulation. The TCXs, they've got a simple compressor, and the CFXs have a more complex compressor, so they can do wider temperatures, etc. And this was a TCX 21. Again, the 21 indicates 21 litres. So, what have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items on there. Shall we add another couple of 2? Yeah, let's add another couple of 2. We'll have this WC85. Again, this is a large image, so it's probably taken a little while to come on. Okay, and let's change the name of that as well. So that's a WC85, and it's a WC85, and it has a W at the end because it's got wheels on it, and you can pull the handle up and trundle it behind you. Height of excitement. And let's add another one, shall we? Let's add a 55 closed. So it takes a moment or two. As I said, these are all big PNGs. If we'd sized the PNGs beforehand to fit the area, then some of these areas are 2400 pixels wide, these images, because they've been used in different formats for different items. And so that's a WCI or Cool Ice 55. So now I've got a good selection of products on, but they're all running for the full length of the video, which is 5 seconds. So what I'm going to do is, because we want this fast paced, yeah, I'm actually going to squeeze them down, okay, and set them to 52 roughly. They're the same, yeah, and then I can do this here, bring that one down, so 52 plus 52 is 104, isn't it? Bearing in mind that the hundreds, they're roughly the same, right? Anyway, nobody's going to notice 3/10 of a second difference. So this should go to 152. Barely noticeable difference anyway. By dragging there, it will automatically align there, and 52 on there will be 146. 146, won't it? 146, 246 roughly. Not doing very well here, am I? 54 of that, 208. Gosh, my brain doesn't want to work today. But you can see roughly what I'm doing, and I'll do them now roughly quickly. So that should be 258 will do. Scroll up to see the next one. Scroll back to 58. So 52 seconds on there will be 350, won't it? No. Sorry, I keep forgetting this is units of 100 and not 60. So it should be round about 310 roughly. Again, all there. But you'll get the idea in a minute of what we're trying to achieve. So that should be roughly 358 should do the trick. And this last one, as you can see, I've let run to the end of the scene. I've done this all roughly, really, just to give you an idea. Again, as I said, you'd think a bit more about your timings. So now, if we go to the beginning and we play from the scene at the beginning, you can see that we've got a reasonably fast-paced there. But there's a couple of ways you can cheat. You can make it quicker. You could simply shorten that to the absolute minimum, which is 31 milliseconds. You need to then widen this so that you can drag it. We want to drag it to the end of that one, and then do the same there. Widen this one so we can drag it. Doesn't want to there. Then shorten that to the minimum. Widen this. Oh, I'm not doing very good at my aligning bit, am I? But you can get the principle, and do that. Or we can just drag that across, do that, and do the same here, drag that across, shorten it to the minimum, widen that because you don't get to drag it when it's narrow, again shorten that to the absolute minimum. Yeah, and I'll just pull the last one across just so that there's something staying on the stage. Okay, so let's play the whole scene now. And you can see that that's very rapid, with them at 31/10 of a second per each. Yeah, play the whole scene again. So again, there you can see that that's really pretty damn rapid, and probably as slow enough as you want to make it. But what you can also do and you need to really think this out in advance, because you need to know how long you want your finished scene to last, is if you shorten the scene. This is currently 5 seconds. Let's move it down to 3 seconds. That's shrunk them all even further. So now if we play, you can see they're really rapidly done there. But I think the 31 milliseconds, or tenths of a second rather, is fast enough, because you do need to be able to focus on the actual image and catch it in your eye. So that is how to... Esther says she finds it very difficult to use the automated text-to-speech. So I'm going to make a simple little video showing you how you can do that. So what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the time of our video to 60 seconds. Okay, that's going to allow me then enough space to put on a reasonable length text to speech. So I'm going to remove Mr. Princeton, so that we've just got nothing confusing the matters in there. Now we've got to remember that wherever we place the seeker is where it will place the text. So what I've done is moved the seeker to the very start, and I'm going to nip over to the BBC website, and I'm going to take these 5 sentences here and copy them, and then to nip back then here, and what I'm going to do is select voiceover automated text to speech. So the first thing it asks me to do is to put my text in. So I'm going to paste in my text, scroll down a bit more. I'm going to select my own language, which is somewhere in here. Let's scroll down a bit more and hopefully we can see the things. So we've got French, Canadian French, Spanish, Indian English, US English, and I can't find plain old British English. There we are. British English. It gives me a selection of voices. I'm going to choose Amy, and it's as simple as that. Now, you don't get much control over this at all. The thing to remember is that commas and full stops allow you to affect the timing. I'm just using text straight off a page, so I've hit generate voiceover now. And here we are, it's generated the voiceover. And if I hit play...
An instrument on NASA's Perseverance rover on Mars has made oxygen from the planet's carbon dioxide atmosphere. It's the second successful technology demonstration on the mission, which flew a mini-helicopter on Monday. The oxygen generation was performed by a coaster-sized unit in the rover called MOXIE, the Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiment. It made 5 grams of the gas, equivalent to what an astronaut at Mars would need to breathe for roughly 10 minutes. NASA's thinking is that future human missions would take scaled-up versions of MOXIE with them to the Red Planet rather than try to carry from Earth all the oxygen needed to sustain them.
Okay, so you heard that. Pretty good. Not the best, but pretty damn good. As I said, there are third-party products you can use to bring in a more advanced voice. So to add it, you just simply add the voiceover. I hope people find those couple of items useful and show you what you can do with Invideo. Now, we're here to help. So if there's anything you want us to demonstrate how to do, pop us a message either to myself or Stephen, and we'll gladly put together a little tutorial or whatever's needed. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.
It's on in a second, hopefully. Your microphone is on, John. You're okay to go.
Yeah, I don't know what happened at the outro then. I normally turn the music down to 10%. It doesn't seem to have gone down, but never mind. I think you could still hear me saying that we're here to help, and just send us a message if you want anything showing. I hope people found those 2 things useful.
Well, Corinda did. And we've got a question from Chris. If I can find it. There you are. Your question from Chris is, please, can you recommend a background remover for objects?
Well, if you've got the paid version, you've got a built-in one, but you only get a limited number of goes. I actually posted up and showed one in use a couple of weeks back. I'll find that and point you to it, Chris. It's on my channel anyway.
Okay, and we're back.
Stephen's got his marble board out.
Just a moment. Yeah, I have. Whenever we say something, it lights up. So we know our microphones are working. That's number one. And number two, I just like it. It attracts attention, which is what it's all about.
Well, it's a good job I switched to the Chris microphone at the start, because Philip just went down the stairs like a herd of elephants. It's his day off today, and he's no little bloke. Bang, 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 bang.
Okay. Right. Well, we've had mention of Moxie twice today. Stephen was talking about it. It was spooky. Right. Chris has the paid version. Right. You have noticed that if you post a comment with an emoji or an exclamation mark, you're saving me having to show it on screen. It will show on screen automatically. So that's another step forward. And I didn't know what it did yesterday. I do today. So it's there to actually make life a little easier.
So it's the exclamation mark and the emoticon that trigger it being auto posted. This is the latest update to Be Live.
It is, and it's when it's. I've got a feel I'm actually testing it. We've got a question from Corinda as well.
The answer, I saw it part way through. Oh, ain't that copyright from another site? Which?
When you copied the text from the BBC.
Yeah, but I don't see the BBC chasing me. I've not used it for my own benefit, have I? Anyway, it's one of those here today, gone tomorrow messages anyway, isn't it? Because we'll have a hard time even finding the article on the BBC tomorrow. And it was in a closed environment.
Yeah. And
he also asked, is there an Invideo app for the phone? The answer is no, and I hope they never do one. Okay, because you'd have to cut it down to really make it worthwhile. Now, if you want to use it on your phone or on your laptop, if you're using Google Chrome, you can run it on a phone or a lap or a tablet by selecting use desktop version and then going to the website.
Very good.
So it does work. You just need to think about what you're doing and tell it to use desktop version, and it does work.
Excellent. Okay, thank you everybody for your questions today. And if you've got any more questions, you've got a few minutes to actually ask them. We should be back next Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. in the UK.
We had an Easter holiday, and then I had a oh my god, nothing works day today last Thursday, and we ended up with the engineering from the cable company. And it wasn't my router at all. It was my wiring, because it's 28 years since we first had cable TV. And the cable coming in is underneath the floorboards, and all the connectors had seen better days, shall we say. So I had to lift the carpet up so he could get under the floor.
Yeah, 28 years is not bad, John. I mean,
no, I was shocked to discover that it was 28 years since we had it. 1992, we had cable TV.
Yeah.
It was called Birmingham Cable then, which was taken over by Telly West, which was taken over by Virgin Media, which was taken over by some American corporation.
Don't talk to me about the Americans. We'll get back to football if we're not careful.
No, we don't talk about football here. I had too much fun talking about football this morning, didn't we? And about how Burnley are going to be in the championship next year. I was pulling Stewart's leg.
That's never going to happen. And Corinda is saying, by the way, he bought Mixcloud so he can use video in Mixcloud Live. Very good. Enjoy. And I think that's about it, John.
Well, I'm in amongst the pumpkins, if anybody's wondering what's happening.
Right.
I'm at a big allotment tier, so I like to grow my own veg and flowers.
Okay, and John, it's over to you to close the show.
Right, well, thanks, Corinda and Chris and the other gentleman whose name I forget, Jose. We grateful to see you. Any questions anybody's got, please send them to us. We're happy to answer. And it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Stephen. And we'll be around in a week's time. But you can find us also on the group. I saw Stephen go down there, but I'd already scrolled on the right to discover his name.
Right.
See you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.